so much. At this moment, we will have a moment of silence. If I could get everyone to silence your phones, please. All right. At this time, council, whenever you're ready, we will need the approval of the agenda tonight.
I make a motion to approve tonight's work session, February 16th, 5:30 p.m.
All right. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Ayes have it. We have one action item on the agenda tonight. It is for decision. This will be the Parkway Drive sidewalk. This will be presented by our city administrator in chief, DeJournette. Go ahead, sir.
Before you do, I know we tried to email it out. The one proposal just went to you. So we printed them all for everybody to have. So you have a proposal from CGS and you have a proposal from EKS. This is a CDBG from the county that was granted to us. These are the only two vendors that actually it's listed out on the website for actually almost 35 to 40 days. So we gave plenty of time for vendors to put proposals in. You see the PKS quote came up somewhere around 320,000. The CGS came around 225.
I'm sorry. And that's why I was looking for where is the 25? Oh, is this a business? Okay. Thank you.
So if you look, it says 196, 411, the total cost, and the contingency is just a 15%. The goal is to get to that 196, 411. So the 225 is the total amount. The county gave them 250,000. So this is just the first project we did get awarded the actually on sidewalk fund.
County or state?
So see, there's we get our own LMIG is state. This is CDBG. Now, the uh, quick need for the reason why it's on the action item being the mayor of Mr. Allen, Daryl Blackwood. Mayor, was that Friday?
It was actually Wednesday, February 11th.
Yeah, Wednesday. I'm sorry. It was Wednesday of last week. And this was kind of awarded to us kind of on the back end. And money has to be, the project has to be completely done by June. So we're running up against the time on it because of the HUD funding behind CDBG. So if you remember, we had the Klondike sidewalk we did with that Suffolk County. They did
4,000.
So 204,000 is the total amount that we're getting from CDBG. Anything with that.
Okay. So now I'm looking at these numbers he has, and I thought I saw 337. That's fine. But I don't see the. Are you telling me this?
So that's
So
what
where's
that
their?
was in the bid package. CDBG did that. CDS has their own community.
Okay. So CTS is saying we're gonna.
Correct.
The cost is gonna be.
And that's what it is.
And when we say contingency, like that's for sure the number that we're gonna pass.
That's for sure the number one. They know that they will have the number that number.
Okay, so because I don't know exactly what I'm looking at, from what you saw from the CGS versus CGS, which is like 100 or so thousand, 100, 2,020 straight, what exactly is the difference for this design? Um, based on what I'm
That is their cost. I kind of asked the same thing, and they either put,
I don't bring 88 grams. Oh, I think
they both have, yeah. I mean, if I had to recommend, I would say CDS with brand inventory. That's what I would recommend. Yeah, and you can see they, I do know for a fact that they did the CDBG and the stock. Same thing. Now with CDBG, it's not just they come out and do the job. They actually come out and they have qualitative they can state. And also some of the employees we interview at any time by administrators, change, everything we involved with pay, everything. But it's not, I say that because it's not something we can mess around with. It's been someone to come in and say, hey, I've been laying concrete for 30 years. I think I would do this. So that's a lot different than dealing with this particular old or
it's the employee start, they already have experience.
running with the city. They did Doorville, and I think they did Double. Definitely know they did Doorville because I used to run them.
I don't. Some of the others. I don't know the others. Have I remember was planning for the rec center. And those I was, but I don't know who's going to stand. I made a miss on so my just so I was like, let's see.
Yeah, so really this right here prevents us from having pocket.
Hey, look, it works. It works.
Because if not, we would be paying to go from Main Street to this over. That is ridiculous.
I don't think most of the things that Campbell and how you had to get it.
No, was it sent?
The five, one of the particular boxes to me.
Okay, so but I have a question though. Just for clarity. So the grant I heard you say was 204. The lowest bid that was 225, was it?
Yeah, with the contingency 225, without the contingency 196.
Okay, and you said the contingency states that. What does it say again?
It's a 50% contingency. So say that's the max they can go to no matter what.
if they found a problem, that's the max that they can go.
Yes, ma'am.
Charter.
Yes,
Okay, so if the so you said their estimate was 225,
correct.
and okay 204, and the balance of that is coming from
It'll be us.
okay
If we went over.
if we okay
Now,
so
if we do go over, then it'll come back to you guys. Not like we have to go with that. The five and say, hey,
five.
look, if you get to the 196, stop there and let's reevaluate. We can always do that. That's not a problem. Because
Okay, so
we
that
can get to 196. We can get to 196, and the rest that let's say what do we want to call it, 20 or 32,000 or whatever, 33,000 could be for something that we really don't need, and we can say, nah, you know what, we'd rather just save the money and just stop where we are, 196, and roll with what we got. So we can put the stipulation of, hey, once you get to the 196, that's within our range. Let's stop there, and then we can move on. We can bring it back to full count.
okay, so you're saying that their offer, even though as right now it's stating it's 225, it's actually 196. We accept it with the 15% contingency.
Yes, ma'am. So it's 196, 411, and then with the 15% contingency, it comes out to 225, 870.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
We can tell them, council can vote to do, hey, accept it at 196 and then reevaluate.
Okay, you said this is CGS.
No, yes, CGS.
Okay, so is that someone we've used before?
So we've never used CGS before. They basically, went on the website, saw the proposal. They worked with a bunch of the other cities, like I said, they did the sidewalk in Corville, and they listed out everybody that worked with cross-county, side,
With pictures.
with pictures.
Okay, and I heard you say that well, they recommended, highly recommended.
Yeah, in Cat County, those are because they do great.
That's what I meant to ask. They've done the grants before.
Great.
That's what's highly recommended. But they're familiar with the grant.
That's the most important thing on my end because maintaining the Davis Bacon wages and maintaining the documentation for the county.
Okay, yes. Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I'm good.
Okay, the only question I have, Chief. I can't remember how I was looking at, the maintenance for maintenance purposes of public works. How some like they do sidewalks and the grass and everything. Is that going to be maintenance? You get on trying to see how this is done. Where you put the work versus you see that looks like more maintenance. So
I think
hopefully you come to the street and not
yeah,
grass.
I think most of it has to be like that. Look how far it is.
It's narrow.
It's narrow, but there's
Yep.
there's a wall right there and probably a church, and then the rest of it narrow. The goal is to stay within right of way. Stay within that right of way.
And we do self-information.
Yeah, they're going to sell it to you. Also, in this is pulling up. It's pulling up all the great curves and bringing it back up.
Amen.
That's in the proposal.
So that's what that. Whatever that is.
Yeah,
That's everywhere. Oh, reset where they
yeah,
Oh,
reset
okay.
that curve. The curving is like you're in front of this shepherd house. It's real low. We'll be able to see
It's a long road.
Yeah.
I go. Wow.
So that pulls it up, set it, and then put it to the sidewalk.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion to approve CGS for our Parkway Drive side.
All right, any discussion? All in favor?
I
Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Thank you so much, Council. All right, we're going to move forward to our discussion item tonight. This is for discussion only, no action, of course. We've already handled the action. This is regarding city charter and with our city attorney, Mr. Michael Kinney. Wait a minute, is that Mickey? Hey, I'm not used to Michael. I'm sorry. Hey, attorney.
All right. Here comes issue number 3.5. Charter. So I don't want to start to not question about you go. You want me to kind of just go through what language and kind of walk through the charter itself, just read the words of the charter. Just kind of avoid any other like terms or things to read. Just what your charter says. Mayor does this. Yeah, any questions from there?
Stephanie?
Yeah, if you have any questions out the gate, they're going just to go through.
Yeah, and I've kind of gotten a little clarification, but yes, so you're going to be explaining the responsibilities of mayor and council?
Yeah, just walking through your city charter, just kind of as it applies, mostly about the structure, because there's other things here about bonds and things. So without any questions, I guess I'll just kind of start. Um, so Article 1 kind of just talks about your basics, your boundaries, what you think your city should be, hours. So here, that's the one that just says that the city will have all the neighbors that and this charter, whatever it says, it's going to do. They kind of talk a little bit about it. Georgia is a home rule state, so kind of use everything in favor of interpreting what so the state says here's your charter, give it to the city. Let's say it's just
do we have a special election?
Yeah, it lays it out as section 5.14, 5.145. If it's less, by appointment, if it's less than 12 months. Like say, if it's more than 12, like less than 12, there's
Okay. So that's mentioned in state code.
yeah, this looks so you have section 5.14 also what your charge talks about special elections and vacancies. So the event is the council members vacant as provided in section was talking about city council, whether the vacant shall order a special election. However, if it's less than 12 months, it's pretty concerned. Those city councils shall report to the session election. So that's the council. Five. To 14, just talking about compensation expenses. 15, just holding the office extension year, any other positions. Yeah.
Any other position? So how here in LPA?
The other is separate entities.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it has been created by the state. That's separate. Like it's not like your department.
Okay, got you.
Yeah. It's not like department level. You can review that and
Can you give us can you give us an example of you said something in the city? Like what else if it's not LCDA? What else would it be?
But can you read it again? I didn't interpret it. As what you said. I got it.
It says, yeah, except as authorized by law,
Office, not
the mayor or any council member shall not hold any other city office or city appointment during the term of that person's appointment.
say office. Office in the city. But he
Office
also
or
said,
appointment. Yeah,
say it again.
office or appointment.
Office and appointment is ridiculous.
Will not hold any other city office or city appointment.
So what is LDDA? It's a board.
Well,
That's you asked my question.
the LDA and URAs, those are separate political subdivisions created by the state. The state creates counties, different cities, different the ability to look for this qualified. So you can create, and it's got its own separate law, and it operates under the state. So it's like, it's not like, you can also be economic.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
He got code. He got code. Thanks for that clarification.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, and then the next section is 2.6 gives you the power again of the body to create, investigate, and recreate its conduct by its comprehensive opposition to the system. So you can things on the job. Example, which is public record, public press, there. Yeah, would be an ordinance that came passed. It goes through. The mayor has 10 days to turn it, sign, or disapprove. If you don't do anything, it becomes. So, ordinances vetoed by the mayor shall be presented to the city clerk and the city council at the next meeting. The city council at that meeting has the opportunity to choose to vote. That means if you got passed ordinance, you passed it. When it goes, it's not about that means it's ordinance is wrong. When it's back to the council, you have to review it. They need two-thirds. Again, it's which is pretty. Um, yeah, I don't know if that's something considered to their charter or not. You know, there's any questions on that. Um, Yes, I need to see. Yeah, at least your charter is anything that requires. General power accountants came up with that except that is provided by the state law charter. The city council should invest in power the members of the city. Again, that goes right there. It's just the council. Give anybody here anything specific that says whatever this body is talks about meetings, stuff, regular special meeting, questions on that, what they are, how they fall. May have at one time been one considered multi Robert's and adopted the charter to talk about this as the forum and voting, talk about this, that you need to drink. emergency proclamation. Something less than. Right. Something less than.
I'm fine. Sorry about that. Thank you for explaining this.
And then, so that was the actual submission of the ordinances. So every ordinance adopted by the council shall be promptly presented to the supervisor. Shall return to the clerk with or without approval or with disapproval. Approved by law when it returns to the city clerk. If it's either approved or disapproved, nothing's done. It becomes law 12 to 10 days after the adoption by the council.
So
So mayor has if you had an ordinance that you adopted passed, then the mayor has 10 days from today to veto or sign it back. If nothing's done, on the 11th day, it's law.
okay, the reason why I'm confused of it is because, like, let's just say last week we had a meeting, council approved it with majority vote, right?
It's only for this only for.
Sorry, I keep forgetting that part.
Yes,
Never mind.
Your question.
Never mind. Yeah, okay, you answered.
So this is for ordinances that go through the proper process to pass. 10 days, no action. The 11th day, it's law. 10 days, the mayor can say, by veto, send it back. Now, at your next meeting, you brought it again. You're nothing for us. Provide.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. So when we propose to do an ordinance, it normally goes to the attorney to write it up, and then it comes back to us. Is that normally how it goes? The attorney will write up the ordinance for council.
Yeah. So
and then
in your part, you may have often seen on the bottom. There's a part for the attorney sign that just has to form, and that just says legally. We put the words that need to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like up above, this is specific words. Make changes, highlight it, put it on there. But we're not saying that whatever's in there is true, accurate, correct. That's what you guys. That's what the city says. But yeah, we do.
This is what we want. How we want it to read.
Put it back.
Okay. So it goes to the attorney to write up what we propose in, comes back to council, and then where does it go? Then the mayor, it goes to the mayor to approve or veto or whatever she needs to do. It's just interesting because I don't know how we we normally agree on whatever ordinance. We never have to veto or none of that.
For signature, right?
Say that again. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so at that point in time, the mayor, if the mayor's in agreement with it, she
right.
She has the opportunity to veto
if she chooses. And at some point, if we vote, we can override the veto.
After the council approved
It's ours. It could be go to the council or go to the mayor to the council.
Yeah, I understand that.
All right, let's make sure.
Yeah, I understood that. Thank you.
Any other questions? And then the next one, we talked about emergencies, which is what I talked about earlier. To you've seen all the Governor Kemp's program, emergency orders. They didn't go through that. They just kept, put it out there. Yeah, the ability to do that. And then we just move down this after you get that, after you have the ordinance, the rest, the city clerk is charged with making sure they're codified and put up there, which is what the city just worked on now, getting on Union codes. That should be happening in the next few weeks. A public place for all of your ordinances out there. Go through the topics, new ones. Get to select the mayor pro tem. That process. The mayor pro tem, basically, that just means the mayor's not available. The mayor pro tem steps into the role as mayor, occupies the mayor's authority for that meeting. Any questions there? Done. Then the rest of this is like kind of the main thing that's left is just the administrative and service departments. So collectively at the city council, you guys get to pass the laws, establishment of departments, and you get to give a description of what you want them to do. You want a public works director to establish that and define that public works. Parks people, whatever you have the power to make those, so long as they don't spend law. Works under the same kind of principles that we're doing. Nomination by the mayor, confirmation by vote by the mayor. Some people clerk that will lead this. You guys vote. To confirm by another 40 votes.
That's for everything except department heads. I said that's for everything except department heads, right?
I thought that was for department heads.
That's the process you've been here going by with the director of each department.
As well as the city clerk. Oh, that's next. 315.
Director shall be subject to direction and supervision of the city. Yeah, city council, mayor plus. So mayor has day-to-day kind of execution for CEO kind of capacity for staff, but you guys, so you have direct supervision of you, departments, make sure they do what you do. But you have some in it, but you want to say, like, as the city council, you're looking at that. This is how I want this thing to run. Here's the thing we want you to do. We select your people, not go do it. And then you kind of task the mayor, the city manager, the day-to-day to make sure they're doing it. And now, I would suggest your first response. If you think there's something you're missing or you want more information, ask the mayor or the city manager to report regarding whatever. And then you can ask your questions. See where you're going. If you want more information, less, to get involved, it's kind of how you go. But you guys keep yours as you just need 10 if you want. So there you go. Mayor, city manager, make it in place, make sure it works.
I mean, what you said earlier, mayor, that's the nomination, you make the consideration, right? Or confirmation.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I don't know. Terms coming to mind.
Yeah, it looks all behind you.
Yeah, like that's cockpit crew. But basically, like, you got a football team, you got the head coach on the field, the players staff, head coach on the field. And up in the box is your offensive defensive coordinator. So the whole thing, you say, we want you to go this way, that way, but you let them, make the day by day. I don't know if that hurts. Some of this, like, that's just kind of your thing. So you can call the coach up, say, hey, you want some answers here. They provide it, but they talk to the players.
Okay, I'm okay. I got a question. Okay, I don't know football, so you kind of missed me with that one. I don't know nothing about. I mean, I see. Okay, so the department heads, the council don't speak to department heads. They give all inquiries to the mayor.
Well,
is that what you're saying?
This says that there shall be a director of each department, and and it says each director shall, subject to the direction and supervision of the city council. So that's all of you. So it says each director is subject to
Okay.
the direction and supervision. Which is
Okay.
department head, same thing.
So we can, if we have questions, speak with the, because I understand that this is what's confusing to me is that when they say council, they're actually including the mayor as council in some instances.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier. There's the three terms. City council is one legal term that means for the city of Lithonia, one mayor plus 5 council people.
Right.
The charter also talks about a mayor and then council people. So those are your 3 different avenues. You either have the powers of the mayor, powers of the council, which is your council, or the powers of the council as a whole, if you're one or both. Either one.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Or?
No, okay, no, you kind of lost me with that third one. Okay, say the 3 again. You got your mayor and your council. And what else you said?
Yeah, so you have a city council, which is comprised of the mayor and 5 council people. So
Okay,
together,
that's
the city council. That's the body.
right.
That is the city of Lithonia.
Right. Yeah, that part. Okay.
And then under that,
Yeah,
your charter says the mayor shall have these powers. It does this, and then everything not the mayor is with the council.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I mean that goes. It's the same thing as with the city where the mayor is the chief executive over that, and so this is saying there's direction and supervision. So you kind of again that's high level. You say here's what we want all of our departments to do. You can get that directive, and the department can ask for reports on that to see if they're doing it. If they're not, then you can address it. But the day to day, and that's the direction. That's the mayor.
Right. So okay, I'm gonna let you finish, then I'll ask if we got a copy of the ordinance. But okay, thank you. That clarified it for me. Thank you.
Okay. Then talks about boards, commissions, authorities. City council can create its own boards.
What section are you on again? I'm sorry.
This is 311, section 311. So city council can create by ordinance any boards, commissions, or authorities to investigate or other functions the council deems fit. All those members are to be appointed by the city council for the term consistent with law. So that's all of you again voting on some staffs. So like there's a beautification or maybe there's a Main Street commission you wanted to engage public on Main Street group whatever. And then all of them serve at the will of the body. So anytime you guys want to move water, all you can do that. The city attorney, who again is appointed by the whole city council. It's all you guys together. Same thing with the city clerk. Move to the judicial branch, which is the other, that's the third part, executive, legislative, judicial. They're all separate, do separate things. That's your municipal court. Powered by a judge is for associate judge, tells them how they can convene, what they have authority over, which is your code, they can enforce that. They have power to fine up to $1,000 per day or an imprisonment up to 180 days. Vote. And otherwise, just just kind of goes through how they can prosecute appeals. We have questions on the judicial branch. Outside, you can set it up if you want it, you want to do certain things. Like that, going back to otherwise the house breaking you in order to keep everything fair. You got rights and laws, good support. Your elections, you guys have all been through that election process.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit in the retreat about removal or how someone gets qualified and challenge how that looks. The county runs it, it's their responsibility. But certainly things to be information. And then now you're moving into kind of a little bit more nitty gritty what you can do. So for best, the government, now we're just talking about some other powers you have, tax, sentiment rate, how that payments, occupational licenses, how the set fees and the raise of permits and franchising, kind of contract with anybody who's generate revenue bonds, get leases, loans, and all the stuff you can do.
Now, revenue bonus. I know we talked about that. That's different from government. It's where it comes from, right?
I think we're the same concept you're saying. There's general obligation bonds and government bonds. So it's just differently colored back. But they all are public bonds. That's public bonds. Backed by the city.
And what was the reason why we didn't do anything? It has to be a certain threshold when you back up those funds that we're asking.
Yeah. There's certain rules and laws that apply.
Well, so my neighbor was asking me last week, why have we never started like a fund to be able to build more things, right? So basically putting the funds out there to the public and buy them.
Yeah.
And then we're able to build faster, quicker, and those
Yeah. So I mean, the bonds you can do, of course, it's obviously backed by, being able to secure. It's basically a money. It's just another term. If you can secure that for a bank. Before you get there, there's certain things that cities can get bonds for, and certain things they can be backed against. So you have to get like a specific project or something in mind. You're willing to have something submitted, and that's what we review. Can you do this? How much would it be? What can you get? Okay.
Now, is there a threshold for something like that, or like? Because I would like to look into that a little bit more. Well, I would just.
Well, I mean, I guess the threshold would be, what the terms you can get. So, like, obviously, it's in Atlanta, you get a much higher bond, amount than you guys. So, I guess there's a threshold in practical sense. I don't know if that answers your question.
So, I guess the part I'm trying to find out, just in a general sense, is like, it can't be anything exaggerated. Like, so if we're looking to build, let's just say, I don't even know what the limitations are with that, but let's just say we're going to build a neighborhood market owned by the city or LDA, right? I'm guessing we have to be realistic with those numbers to say, well, it may take about $500,000 to do that. So then I guess that number, based on maybe getting bids or whatever, that to give us justification to be able to now set up a fund, right? Now go and buy those funds and then we pay them over time to have that work done and be able to pay them back over time. Over 30 years, how much you're going to take. So I'm just trying to get an understanding, like, is that something that it would just be off? That was struck by my neighbor because he's into the whole stock market stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess your first step would be, you mentioned that on the agenda, So, the bank looks at how many, what's your market value, what do you need, where's all that come in, how much you spend, all that, and typically everything is more than much anyways. But you would say, if this is the value we're expecting to grow that organization, a couple, more houses, tell them that we'll have this. Examples like yesterday, we went down to the arena, they built in South Lake. They it's 8,000 seat arena. They want to build to host graduation and other events. So, it was going to cost whatever, a couple hundred million. Um, they said, look, here's how much money we collect, about a 20-year loan. Sell that, you get all the money up front, build it now, 20 years to pay it. It's a
And so it would be the city paying that interest over time to whatever purchase. Thank you for making that crystal clear now, because I was like, I still don't remember why. But okay, so and this is the last part of that. As a city, we get on average about what, like $1 billion when it comes to property taxes and insurance fees, like fees. So technically, the law in California, if the pocket laws $300,000, right? Based on that income, could technically
So like you said, I'll put it in one, right? We created budget last year. So you go to get a bond now, say you want to get a $500,000 bond, and that bond's going to cost you $100,000 a year to pay. You got to be able to show, okay, last year's budget to this year's budget. You got to find out $4 that come in, whether your property taxes going up, like that, right? Or even more, like $1 million, $2 million. Okay. So yeah, you got to be able to show that you have that extra going in, balance your budget. And small is kind of tacky. Sorry, kind of like a bond deal. Counting it together and said, we're collecting this much money. You tell us what your projects are. They got to schedule this by law. And you select the projects. You get a percentage of it. You get that money. It's the same idea. Just different schools. That's essentially.
well, he did mention bonds technically.
Yeah, we're in the bond, lease, loan contract. Just kind of going through the rest of your charter. So, your fiscal year, preparation of budgets. You have to do one every year. Been through that process. Any questions about that? Action you adopted. City operates under it. That's kind of just the rest kind of goes through it, what you've done before. Talks about how you contract, research done. it's kind of straightforward in what it does, and then from there you adopt the ordinance color into that. So your charter is just 10,000 foot. Here's generally what you can do. Here's how you do it. And then the ordinance specific stuff on it. Like I said, you do more growth. If you don't see something, you want more clarity on the process of appointing directors, operations, as ordinance. Detail that out. You can change your charter. We talked about add things, add things. You do it yourself under the home rule, but that's the structure. That's the structure of the state.
So
Okay, I have a question. Are we done with the charter?
Yeah, unless there's any questions on the charter. That was
No, I have a question about the ordinance. And I asked about it. Chief, I don't know if you were you able to put your hands on the ordinance that I spoke about, that Attorney Denmark had wrote up for us in 2009. I think reference was made to it at the meeting, at the retreat, that there were ordinances that were written. And I don't know if you're talking about this one, but this is one that I was thinking that was.
Yeah, actually, it should be in your email. She sent it with information for the retreat.
Oh,
Yeah, she said last 3 pages with an attachment or that.
okay. Okay, so and that's still in effect, so that would be something that that we would be governed by.
I think. Oh, well, I'm just curious, like, to what school, we're gonna start giving you pieces of it for us to review. So you're gonna start doing that. We're only reviewing the stuff that has to do with these posts. Everything that's shored up, we're not gonna review. It fills in the gaps.
Right, right. Yeah. That's good because we need to move forward and not. I mean, because I guess at the time we get in the ordinance, we're looking at how the city is run right now, not like it was in the past. I have the other question for the chief. So, did you working from a book of ordinances that were passed down from the Sands?
No, from Miss Sands, Miss Sands didn't have those from Miss Robin. They were given to Miss Sands. So Miss Robin's the one that had.
No, Miss Sands was there before Robin.
Yeah, Robin.
The thing. Okay, so okay. From what my observation, the book was in Lathajdra office, and she was working on it now. And when she left, she might have gave them to Robin. But anyway, you had the question is, you did get a loosely full of ordinances. That's how. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you. Thank you. All right, council, we have moved forward to a need for executive session. Is there a need? You said that mighty quick, council. Y'all funny. All right. Well, at this time, we will get a motion to adjourn our normal work session. Any discussion? All right, all in favor? Any opposed? All right, ayes have it. Meeting adjourned is now 6:54 p.m. You all have a great night, and we'll see you soon.